G'day, welcome back to Oxygen Not Included as I continue to survive. I guess the next 35 minutes is our goal at this stage. Okay, so thank you to all the comments from the last one. It was definitely an outpouring of suggestions on what I need to do. The most obvious one being switch the order of the doors. So we set the doors to um, permissions. So if we say, what do I change my permissions to? Doors on. Oh no, it's got no power that's going to break it? No, surely not. Let me jump over to this doors that I've already got set up with permissions. Right, so default is off. So if we then go to default is that. That should be it. So anyone who wants to leave just has to, like they can't. Same thing for this one, default to that. And then for this one, we will default to that. So then all we need to do is just to get everyone to come inside. So the next thing that I want to do is, well, firstly, what we'll do is we'll tell people who are outside to get inside. We are moments away from this thing kicking back into gear, 0.6 of a cycle away, so hopefully we get a little bit more electricity. People that are inside, like Mima, unequip that space suit. No, sorry, I want you to unequip the suit. I've also told you to just drop a, actually a suit down there too, that's Snazzy's suit, so Mima, put your suit back on. See, everyone else is outside. Moment, didn't witness Mima stripping down. Okay, so what we want to now do is locate everyone else. Make sure we've got everyone inside the base. These are currently set to disabled, that's okay. We'll just re-enable those before we allow those doors to be opened again. So someone like, say, Ruby. We're going to say, Ruby, move to there. And Ruby will move inside, and she won't be able to get back outside. There's someone else there too. Who else is standing behind Ruby? Ellie. Ellie, move to in here, and then we'll just make sure we catch you with your suit. So let's just do a quick check of everyone. So if we go vitals, Stinky, move to, as long as I click somewhere inside the base, that's all we need. Ellie, we've already told. Rowan. Where are you, Rowan? Are you inside the base? No. You're outside the base. You already moving inside? You are inside the base. No. Currently outside the base. Right. Let's move in there. Next up we have Travalto. You're inside the base and you're actually looking happy. So, Sun behind Barney there. Not see a Sun there, but Barney, unequip the suit. Barney is all good where she is, just while we're over here as well. Let's mop that. Do we see Hassan? Try that again. Well, that was Barney you were pointing us to, not Hassan. Meanwhile, we know he's inside. May's here. May, we'll get you to move. Are you within the base? You're all the way down. Okay, so let's get you to roll inside. More mopping to be done. Someone did point out as well that there's so much mess inside because of the spacesuits that people are still were wearing spacesuits, and that was causing them to create messes. There was also a suggestion too, so we'll go through the different suggestions that I got. Just attempting to reel everyone in at the moment. Are you stuck, Turner? Move to... Just make sure he's okay to move. Yep, good. Barney we know's inside. Ashcan we know is inside there. He's smiling. Meal. You inside. Nails is inside. Ruby. Part of that crazy mess. You get inside. Abe. You get inside. Quinn. Guessed it. Inside. Catalina is inside. Joshua is inside. Gossman is inside. Meep's inside because he's just there. Unequip your suit to Meep. And Ari is inside. Okay, so hopefully we're about to get everyone... Alright, I said Gossman's inside, she's obviously not. Meep also incorrectly identified as inside. Okay, now let's just watch the guys coming in here as they come in with their spacesuits. Okay, so who have we got there? Rowan, suit off. Someone else is still in a suit. It's Ellie. That's the fallout from their suits coming off. Okay, so that should be everyone now inside. We have a lineup for the toilets. Get in there and use the bathroom now, guys. Feel free. Okay, so we need basically this thing to start pumping, and we are now 0.5 of a cycle, so we didn't really spend that much time. Just then it was just literally scooching people along. So while I will just let time run a little bit there, just while this is in place. Now what we want to see... Okay, Josh. As long as we're inside the base, that's what currently matters. Now, what we want to see ideally is that those Atmosuit docks get delivered, because there should now be suits just on the ground. So we can enable these again now. That one's still enabled. That was already enabled, and that one was already enabled as well. There was one thing a few people pointed out that it was because I'd set the clearance to not always, whatever the other one is. Oh no, buddy. That's our drinking water. When? I'm in a place. Well... Don't just casually walk away. That was... Why are we not using toilets? That's what I don't quite understand. Like, I get the breakdown sort of that stopped them from going to them empty pipe. What does that mean? Is it just not flushable at the moment? It's because the water pumps currently aren't active. They can't use the toilets because there's no sort of nothing in there to flush them. Assume that's our problem, which is crazy. Who knew that was a thing that could happen? This is annoying. That he's done that. I think that we've just got to it sucks, but I think that like we just gotta hope that his pee dilutes enough that no one's gonna taste it when they use that as drinking water. Okay, let's start to sweep up all of these bottles that are now everywhere. Insane. You can see the lights slowly sort of flickering on and off now. The painful thing is that we're that close to this series of natural gas too. Someone did make a good point that the room in this isn't not necessary, because as long as the area is blocked off. So for example, we can see that that's currently blocked there. If we just say, if we did this, let's go grab a piece of the thing and went block, copied that and put him, say, there, and then put a manual airlock there and there, then that exit out of this place is blocked off. Well, the thing we can probably, I mean, I realize that that's already waterlogged, blocked anyway, but so put a door there and then there, and then let's copy one of those and put that there. Then that's blocked off to this lower section as well. And then we can just say cancel. Careful about what we want to cancel here, because we do want to keep some of this stuff going. I don't know. I mean, let's leave it as is for now, actually. But potentially the rest of this on the outside, where this guy is, will still sort of just be an enclosed room anyway. I mean, that's blocking it at one end too. We'll see. But no one's getting down there and doing any of that at the moment anyway, while we still wait 0.2 of a cycle for that. While we have no food coming in, no bathrooms in operation. Goodness. It's basically like I would like to have guys getting out and working on the 2 oil refineries to get our petroleum generators going, but I can't see any way to get people to go out for that single specific task and not sort of like go attempt to do everything else out that side of the base. There's a suit there as well. Sweep that when they get the chance. Oh, it's because someone must have been out of the base when I found them, and I think it was Meep. Be there. 2 seconds. But the thing is that the gas pump can't pump. Boy, okay. Let's, absolutely, we'll take copper. Okay, so we have no coal in base at the moment, so we can't get those going. So because we've blocked basically off everyone from getting outside to go get coal. We're currently on 0 grams for coal, so I need to let something bend here. I either need to be able to go get coal. If we said, doesn't really change the coal aspect at the moment, doesn't it? So where is our coal? Like, what way out do people need to get? I assume it's this way. Totally lost my entry point. The question is, there were comments that suggested that it was just the way that it was set. that because there were already Atmos suits, because they didn't have an Atmos suit to drop off, they couldn't come through because that was set to vacancy only. So what happens, I'm just curious now, what happens if I do say that? What if I say you're allowed to go out? Do they take a suit? Yes, there are now available spots for suits. Those guys almost just put a suit on just to come back to... Okay, they're already 9 priority. But again, is the pump even pumping to get liquid up there? Actually, maybe what we need to do... This is a stretch of a thing. Let's actually put these two things on the grid. Let's actually get some electricity from this. So if we went... heavy watt join plate. No, we don't even need to do a join plate, do we? We just need to get rid of that door. Is that the best way to do this? Think of the way how we can get this through. So if we say took this, we went... otherwise I'd have to get out there. Okay, let's just rip the door out for now. Hopefully we've got some copper ore inside the... Why not, mate? It's actually getting too thick that we might be able to rip it up. Yep. Whoever wants to get in there, get pumping. It'll actually give us some, like, say, some power to get some of these things going. So say, for example, if we've got this going, then it gets that going, and that starts going a little bit. Like, that's fine. Let's, deconstruct the light bulbs. Just for a second. Deconstruct those two pieces of cabling as well. You can see that it's just sort of got this whole system pumping again. This is now pumping, so we've got that going. It's relentless. Okay, so, did we unlock these? So we'll unlock the 2 of those as well. And they did actually deliver all of the suits. It's just that one there's broken. But having that open again now means that hopefully we can get suits done for... We want to see some guys down there, but again, do we not have anything pumping up there? Not, why not? He's not pumping because he's just blocked. Just losing power, yeah. That guy's losing power too. That guy's sort of losing power. How's this ventilation looking? So it's just basically, it's a long pipe, but it just does just sort of pass through. And so we should see these 3 guys operating with a little bit more gusto. Sorry, the question was, why are we not seeing this come through? I assume it's just because this pump's not... Oh no, it's because I killed the pump. Alright, so we need to go... And these 3, let's just put them as major priority. Beautiful. Okay, so when he has power, he'll keep pumping. As he pumps, oh my goodness, they're just... He's got a balloon. He's happy at the moment, but he is... I just feel like they're taking advantage of the situation. I mean, it's sort of like the second coming for our polluted water section, though. What we can do, now that we actually are allowing access into the outside world again, I'm going to build that tile there. Because then they can sort of connect out that way, and I can put that door back on there and sort of block usage and then only for, say, emergencies again. Now, this is now a problem as well, because there's insufficient hydrogen down here, because these guys aren't running, because they're not getting water, because this pump doesn't have electricity. Is that his connection back to power? No, that's his connection to power there. So he just sort of comes and goes, basically. Is our problem. So we need our power sort of like cycling a bit better. But again, you can see that this guy is on a much better path to trying to get the three of these guys sort of moving. So that's sort of step one. Step two is we are getting a tiny bit of stuff through here. It's all sort of a petrol motion machine as well. That if we're not getting power to these systems, then they can't generate power. And in the same way, this is probably the most important pump that we have in our whole system. Without it getting water to, say, like these lavatories, we're getting our constant, like, making a mess everywhere because no one is figuring it out themselves. Again, like, we're not even getting water down here at the moment, so the natural gas that we're going to be able to absorb from here, which again should hopefully make our process a little bit better, it's still a struggle as well. It's the idea that you went and stood on top of a ladder to do it. I suppose there's no other way out from up here, is there? I do want to keep working on clearing everything else out of this room, like all of this rock, but I don't know if that's just going to add weird busy work to everyone else. Like, we just say like that they'll focus on that rather than something that actually matters. That's also the way that I play the game, I feel. Oh, we've got this guy going. This gas pump here. Someone did point out that shouldn't I be putting him like towards the bottom, since the natural gas sits on the bottom, not at the top. The idea kind of is that he's gonna pump everything out, like that he's eventually gonna make a vacuum. The idea was that you can see that he's got some natural gas in that. He's not. I don't have a filter on this system at all, do I? Well, that's a problem. Now, where was our... That's our space exhaust stuff. So we are about to do some real damage to these because of that. Oops. It's that key step. So, I mean, it's just somewhere where the two of these guys combine. It doesn't matter where it goes. Well, I'd say what we want to do is, because we know where it's coming from, we want to have a look at where the... that's our injection off into space, isn't it? Right, so we come back to, say, here. Put our filter. Output pipe is green. Filtered output pipe is yellow. Cool. So we want to uproot that guy. And we want to go gas pipe. Gas pipe, deconstruct. Emergency, get rid of that thing. Thank you. Now, I assume that it just means that these guys are going to take damage, like you can see, just as that incorrect gas goes into them. Okay, so this becomes the input pipe for that. The filtered gas pipe goes out to there, and then this guy goes straight up into there. See that this pump is now pumping again away. These guys are pumping that. So the natural gas, so basically what we're looking at the moment is we've got 75 cycles to make a system that means that this guy's not going to collapse on us when he turns off. I suppose potentially what we could have done as well is we could have taken this pipe, and instead of sending it straight up to there, we could have sent it across here, slotted it into this. I mean, it wouldn't have been able to use that high pressure vent. Not that that vent matters for this guy anymore, because that's a vacuum otherwise. But it would have meant that we could have used all of this storage. Yeah, so that'll all just sit, and then we've got to wait to make sure we don't forget to do that. You can also see that as this guy's gone on, his what he's sending has become more and more power connected. Alright, so that's still a work in progress. We do have to build a hole in the floor as well at some point that allows this to have liquid pass through. And ideally that there's enough, because these guys are going to be generating oil, it means that that oil is going to actually block, so there's no liquid in that room. Not liquid, it's still going to create a vacuum. Like even if actually we put it here, it means as long as there's a vacuum there, it's going to be fine on this side. Slowly getting there. Of course, we need power for that too. It's that one wire that I feel keeps getting added for more and more things as we go down this way. Okay, so natural gas. One more, so close. So those two gas pipes, okay. There we go. Now, the thing that I'm wondering with this system too is, where do we want the priority coming out of here? Like, is there a way that I can redesign this natural gas so that if everything else is built up, this is the guy that doesn't send anything? And again, it's going to be to do with the way that I build the connectors. But I think because this guy comes in and really I want him to be a priority, might not work, but it's okay. I think this guy here's got a lot of like getting rid of gross gas first, which you can see this is really going to cause a drag on what he's allowed to get through while he's got to clean all of that out of his system. And hopefully, because this guy's pushing such a small amount, and actually because he's going to have priority, isn't he? Because he's got the that entrance point there. That we're that obviously this is bad at the moment, but that's going to get better. Like it's just not a like medium term thing where it's going to have to get all of that out of there. Once this guy gets going, we should see that he's a bit more exclusively natural gas getting out there. And if anything, this guy's just an annoyance at the moment while we're but you can see every second one is going to be premium quality natural gas. And then once this guy gets going, that should improve again, because should be pretty close to exclusives as well. And this guy obviously has a huge room of polluted oxygen to push out, but let's get rid of it all. See, there's a vacuum already at the top there, so... Maybe what we should do is at least build a tile there. Maybe let's build a manual airlock there as well, just to give them some sort of separation, just in case that water does sort of fall through. Alright, so that's sort of that's recovered us back to a place where we're all right. In fact, did I correct these doors? Yes. Bathrooms are working again. It's the real victory of today. Look at that. Holy cow. We still don't have constant electricity at the moment. Oxygen generation's back up to sort of where we want to see it. Okay, so let's have a quick look. I'll just double check to make sure there's nothing else other than just those sort of setups. Disabling the checkpoints. Yep. It's all good. Yep. Airlock mentioned again. It's a question of why we aren't using these guys through, but it's just that we've got insufficient coal. For some reason, we've suddenly lost access to all of our coal. I'm gonna have to figure out where all our coal is and what sort of what's causing it to be sort of blocked. Like, did we lose a connection? Why have you got no power consumers? Oh, because I cut you off from that. Let's, I guess, just disable you for now. Guys pumping away. Why are you experiencing overloading? Oh, because you've just got that dinky little cable. So briefly flirting with us to... There we go. So he's starting to chuck some stuff into that pile as well. Yeah, what this guy's pulling out is brilliant. That is pure gold. And the fact that it's now sort of like half and half, it's great. Look at that. For the first time in a long time, we're back to an overflow of natural gas. I think that what I want to do is put... let's just go back to over here. Just want to make sure I'm getting this right. So... it prioritizes itself, right? When it goes, who's the priority? The priority is the, this is the priority over that, right? So when this comes through, that stops. So that means that what we want to do here with ventilation is would be that, right? Because we want this to have the priority. So if we went this pipe like that there, and then we want to, that's what we want to use, right? So I've had a few comments on that too. Extracting pipe contents. Though I'm not quite sure how that works. I think, I mean, it doesn't much matter if we lose a tiny bit of natural gas into the air there. But basically it means what we're trying to do is we want to make this sort of store itself and back up and allow that to be the priority of what's coming through, because that could be a little bit more constant. We'll just, let's say deconstruct on that guy too. Get him out of there. Was there anything else? Yeah, the comments on natural gas being heavier, so that when I've got my pumps down the bottom, really I should put the pump all the way at the bottom as opposed to in the middle here. Makes complete sense. The idea, though, is that he's going to vacuum the whole thing. That's the only thing I can say for it. Like, there's a lot of weight, like, time he's going to spend wasting just sort of sucking everything else up that's in there. But that's basically the idea. That, that's fine. Oxygen generation was inefficient, but that was fine as well, because that was just to do with the fact that we didn't have power. And sometimes we've got to wait more than enough. Alright, cool. So this is okay at the moment too, because it means that basically we've stopped this. This bridge here is doing the same job as that, so this guy's going to take priority to push stuff through. I just want to watch to make sure that that is all working correctly. This guy is going to halt, though, as soon as anyone doesn't sort of build that. Yeah, one-way traffic using doors. Yeah, I think I've sort of caught the thing. So firstly, thank you to all of those that did comment. There was a very commented on video for obviously attempting to save my skin there, and Stinky more than anyone else. Come on, build this thing. Who are we waiting for? See, our stress is really ditched down there as well. I'm gonna already put granite on it, right? There we go. Okay, so now what we're gonna see is this guy takes priority. This guy then should take priority over him as well. I mean, it looks like they're sharing a little bit anyway. It's a sort of 50-50 split. Doesn't look like that's altered it in any way at all. But what we can see here is that we are starting to build up our reservoir, which is really nice to see. And then it's also just really nice to see that we've got this much natural gas coming for us. So definitely leaving us in a much better position than we were the end of last week. Any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.